What is going on, guys and girls? My name is James ThnxCya and welcome back today to Roblox. How are you doing, everyone? Welcome back, welcome back. Today, of course, it is time once again for some brand new Bee Swarm Simulator, and today we are tidying up the rest of the information that I have to do with various cool new bits and pieces that potentially might be coming to an update near you at some point very, very soon. Yeah, so we've got some pretty juicy stuff in this one, actually. There's some really, really interesting points to talk about. 3, 2, 1, claim the hive. But most importantly of all, how are you all doing? Are you guys and girls good? I do hope so. So yeah, I've basically, as of like the past 2 or 3 episodes and stuff, we've been slowly working our way through all of the various update news and information, and we had some cool like leaked images and all that stuff. And what we can tell so far is that there's going to be this amazing, amazing new content coming either in this next update, which is supposed to be sometime just before Christmas, and future updates after that. Well, I do have some more extra information about some brand new bits that we haven't even discussed just yet, which we're going to go through in this episode. But yeah, just very, very quickly before we do, so today is the 2nd of December, and tomorrow on the channel, which is the 3rd of December, 2019, in case you're watching this in like a year's time for some reason, there might be someone who does that. So if you're watching this on the 2nd of December 2020, hello from the past. My name is James. It's nice to see you. Yeah. So yeah, I've got this video going up tomorrow, 3rd of December on the channel. So this is a brand new game that literally is going to come out tomorrow. And I have a video on it, and it's absolutely amazing. It's such a cool game. It's got some amazing features and mechanics and all that stuff. So I'm quite simply giving you guys a heads up. If you do see that video pop up in your feed from me tomorrow, please click on it. Please check it out. That would be amazing. I would love for you guys to do that. It really, really would help me out an awful lot as well. And I think you guys are going to really like the game. It's very, very cool. But anyway, I feel like we should get started here with this video. I've got 14 microconverters and my snail is here, which is a bit of a problem. So basically, I don't think we're going to do a coconut boost because the crab is in. What can I do in the background? Okay, so the first load of information that I have is actually to do with something that has been currently in the game for quite a while, and I thought this would be kind of interesting because it is no other than old Stumpy. Oh, old Stumpy. So, yeah. On it here, basically says a few things about old Stumpy, and yeah! Old Stumpy is back. Fantastic. But yeah, he says this about old Stumpy. I might rework the snail altogether to start lower in HP at first and ramp up in HP and rewards / amulet quality as you kill me more. So this is kind of interesting. Basically what this is saying is that Onet is reconsidering redesigning the stump snail to actually change up completely the way that it works. So yeah, I've got a few extra things about the stump snail in just a second. But if I remember correctly, way back in the day, Onet basically added the stump snail into the game because at the time, those kind of AFK style simulator games, simulator games, they were super duper popular. So, you know, things like Superhero Power Training Simulator. Do you remember the ones where you had to like, you know, sit there and meditate and jump and punch stuff? And those games were like super duper popular. So he wanted to have something in Bee Swarm that would be kind of similar, you know, something that's going to take a long time, etc., which is why the stump snail was introduced. Now, obviously, the problem with the stump snail is that you do, pretty much need a vicious bee to take it down, otherwise it's going to take so long, and it does take a long time if you don't have too many bees or if the energy of the bees isn't particularly high. So yeah, I quite like that idea. I like the idea of the snail being much lower in health to begin with, so everyone might be able to get like a lower amulet and stuff, but as you take it down more and more and more, the rewards ramp up, the amulets ramp up, and all that good stuff. Hopefully he won't take the amulets away though. Because I would be really gutted to lose the Supreme Amulet. This has taken me a long time on it. Don't touch my Supreme Amulet, please. He then goes on to say, the snail will be harder because the bees will no longer spawn the abilities on you, so you can collect them while AFK jumping. Yeah, so this is something that we mentioned in one of our tips and tricks videos. And basically, I kind of gave you guys this little tip that if you... I quite like to just do it the old-fashioned way, to be honest with you. Like, I kind of do it in batches, I guess. So I maybe do like 2 to 3 million at a time. I just run around. I've also been using stingers recently just to try and speed things up a little bit. You know, I've been using my tornado and my X-Flame and all that good stuff. But basically what you can do is if you put something heavy on your spacebar, the character jumps up and down like that, and it's 20 minutes before you disconnect from the game, and the bees actually occasionally come back to you. They generate maybe like a lick token, and then that will pop all of the other abilities that have generated, and you can essentially like AFK jump it. So you could also, like, some people, they use like third-party programming things to make the spacebar tap and stuff. I wouldn't recommend doing any of that stuff because you never know what these programs are like. They might be dodgy for your computer and stuff. But yeah, apparently that is going to be going away. So I think that's going to make it much harder to AFK it. I'm not too fussed about that, to be honest with you, because I don't mind just doing it the old-fashioned way. I know it takes a while, but I just put some music on, or like what I do is I put some YouTube videos or like a podcast on that I kind of want to listen to or watch. And then I just put that on, and then I just do the snail in the background. That's kind of how I do it, really. But yeah, that's kind of interesting, so that the link tokens won't actually come back to you if you start jumping up and down like that. But he says that he wants to do a leaderboard or something for highest level snails / most snail kills. But it would start everyone over from scratch, which would be bad. I could try to convert the current number of kills to the new system. Yeah, so apparently maybe there's going to be a stump snail leaderboard. I mean, I feel like with the stump snail, it's probably not needed, I guess, compared to some of the other leaderboards, which I think people really like. But, yeah, you know, everything else has got a leaderboard, so I guess it might be here somewhere. If that's going to happen or not, I have no idea. But it would be quite a nice way to keep count of how many snails you've actually taken down. And it's quite cool because Onet is kind of saying there that, yes, the amount of kills, you know, is being counted. So yeah, I hope I've got my numbers right. I'm pretty sure we're on like 35 or 36. It would be quite nice to check. So yeah, just to kind of sum that up, Onet is thinking about reworking the snail, lower HP to begin with, and then ramping up with rewards, with amulets, all that good stuff, potentially a stump snail leaderboard. I mean, why not? This sounds fun. So in terms of extra unlockable items, I feel like this one is actually a pretty spicy one. This is more for endgame players, but this is some place that we haven't been in. Oh, jeez. Let me try that again. But on it here says that there will likely be a Supreme Star Amulet in either the Xmas update or the update after that, because of the new mythical bees that will be added. So he then goes on to say that he wants it to be very expensive, and he was thinking of anywhere between 10 billion and 25 billion per Supreme Star Amulet generation. So yeah, this place has existed for as long as I can remember, really, in Bee Swarm, and this is just a really nice amulet that you can have to boost your stats. So first one is 25 million. What were they again? 50 million, 250 million, and then 5 billion, right? No, 1 billion. Okay. So yeah, the next one above is going to be somewhere between 10 and 25 billion per generation. Per generation. Oh yeah, and by the way, in case you don't know, there's an item behind here. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it's an ant pass. Yeah, there's an ant pass behind that star. Yeah, so that sounds really, really cool. Like, that is very expensive. And the one problem about paying so much for it is that you're probably going to want to roll 2 of them just to compare what you actually get. Because there's chances maybe you'll get something like honey from tokens on it, which I kind of hope you don't, because that's one of the things that I always try and avoid when it comes to an amulet. I'd rather have something else. But all that means essentially is that there's going to be a tier above the Diamond Star Amulet. There's going to be a Supreme one, and it's going to benefit people in terms of just being able to get some extra higher stats. It's going to be expensive, but it's going to look cool. Ah, here's a fun one. So, on it says here, I'll make sure that there's at least one new source of Jellybeans in the next update. Oh my goodness me, this is amazing. So yeah, Jellybeans are something that are incredibly useful in the game, not only because, one, you have an awful lot of shared Jellybean quests inside the Spirit Bear quest line, but if you are using the Wind Shrine to do field boosters, it doesn't have to be the coconut, it can be mountaintop, pineapple, whatever. Dropping those Jellybeans, you know, are just, they can make your stats go insane. You know, they can make your conversion amounts and your red pollens, blue pollens, white pollens, they're just so good. But they are pretty tricky to get, and right now, the way that I really get them is I just do a bunch of ant challenges and hope that I can get some, like maybe 2 Jellybean sets every 10 ant challenges. So it is a little bit tricky. You can get them out of the memory matches, but they are kind of difficult to get. And then Onett goes on to say, every time you send me a Jellybean in real life, I will send you a Jellybean in the game. Don't think I won't do it, Onett. 3 kilograms! 3 kilograms of Jellybeans! Over 6 pounds of Jellybeans! I mean, you've said it. You've said it. Where are my Jellybeans? Don't think I won't do it because I will. Oh, jeez. But yeah, like, in all seriousness, having a way to make extra Jellybeans would be amazing, and I would also quite happily send Jellybeans to Onett. But yeah, just it would be a really nice addition to gain some extra Jellybeans in order to, 1, help with those quest lines, and 2, help generate some extra pollen and honey and all that good stuff. So we've got a couple of extra bits and pieces here. This one is kind of interesting, and Onett is definitely kind of looking to the future when it's in terms of Bee Swarm development and other stuff like that. So I thought this one was kind of interesting. He says, I'm going to future-proof Bee Swarm a bit by adding stuff like mythicals and mutations to give huge long-term goals. And I want to add a few more challenges that are as involved as the stick bug, since I think that will give a real end game to the game. So, yeah, basically, I think we discussed this in the mutation video where we looked into the new bee mutations in sort of more detail. But things like the mutations, they aren't going to be, you know, sort of black and white. You're going to have to sort of work for them, and you're going to have to experiment with them, and you're going to have to, you know, grind for the resources and all that stuff. And there's going to be quests and events, and that's amazing. But basically, that's going to extend the end game and give people more stuff to do than simply just come on and grind honey. And I really like that. I think that's a great idea. More challenges sounds amazing as well. Now, of course, we are still, 1, waiting for the lid to come off, which is, at this point, just a Bee Swarm meme. And we're also waiting for the Robo Bear challenge, which we've mentioned quite a few times. So I'm guessing those are still, like, in the pipeline for future updates and stuff. Those 2 things sound incredible. But some more challenges would be really nifty. That sounds really, really nice. And then Onett also goes on to say, just a completely random side note here, that he says, I really wish I could add multiple hives. If I remade the game from the ground up, I would design it for that. But so much is hard-coded into the single hive per file that it would be a huge pain and tons of rewriting. I was thinking about that. I was like, that does sound cool, but at the same time, I love just the single hive. Like, don't get me wrong, it would be amazing to have, like, a battle hive, and then, like, a honey-making hive, and, you know, that kind of stuff, but I feel like there's a bit of charm in just having 1 set of bees, and those bees do everything with you. I do kind of like that. So I think for this episode here, I've only really got 1 extra thing to talk about, but if there is anything that I've missed and stuff, I will definitely make another video soon to talk about this stuff. So yeah, this was kind of all said in roughly quite a close batch, I guess, for the majority of it. So it's kind of like a case of, I wanted to take my time because there's so much that was said, and, you know, break it into different videos, and, you know, we can kind of discuss it and all that good stuff. But yeah, if there's anything that I've missed, then I will definitely follow up on that in another video. I still have my tips and tricks video to do, my 3rd one. I promise, I don't want to meme myself, but I promise it will come. And yeah, the only thing that I've got left to say in this video, which I thought was very interesting, was Onett says here, I want to finish up features I had already planned for Bee Swarm Simulator and rebalance things to give it longevity. But I also hope to work on a 2nd Roblox game next year. dude. So yeah, in case you're wondering and stuff, like you might be thinking, oh, is this the end of Bee Swarm Simulator? No, I don't think it is. I think Onet has definitely got so much stuff he wants to still do in Bee Swarm. So, you know, he's got challenges and mutations and lifting the lid and Robo Bear and events and all that good stuff. And I don't think he would like give up on Bee Swarm or anything, but I think it actually genuinely would be really cool to see what Onet has in mind for a second game. Because I don't think it will be a simulator. I'd be surprised if it was a simulator, but he has so much knowledge of simulators now that I don't know. I really don't know. I was kind of thinking about this. I was like, what game do I think he would actually make? Would it be a story game? Would it be a simulator game? Would it be like a role play game? Would it be something like technical? I'm not sure. But yeah, in case you're kind of like freaking out and be like, no, he's going to stop doing Bee Swarm. I don't think he is. I still think we're going to get lots of updates. I feel like the one thing that would really benefit on it is to try and find some people who are, you know, he could work well with together that might be able to take a bit of pressure off him. You know, some kind of developers, maybe some friends he's met or something who also do Roblox development who might be able to, you know, help him out a bit with these updates and stuff. I really think that would be amazing because you got to remember, like, he's doing it all by himself. And we've mentioned this loads of times, but that is really difficult. And this is why, you know, things like the updates and stuff, they get delayed and everyone stresses out. But, you know, you've got to remember that Onet is doing all of this by himself. And I think he's done an incredible job. Like, this is my favorite Roblox game I think there's ever been, like 100%. And yeah, everything works. Everything works. It's great. It's good fun. You can spend hours on it. At least I can. But yeah, I was kind of curious. I was like, what do you think Onet's going to make for his new game? I have no idea. But it's going to be fun to find out. Anyway, unfortunately, I think that's probably going to be about it for this video here today. So yeah, I will be back very, very soon with some brand new Bee Swarm Simulator. Yeah, if you do want to go and check out my video tomorrow, please make sure you give it a click and check it out. That would be amazing. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. So thank you very much for watching. It has been such a pleasure. As always, thanks. And see ya.